Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to talk about supersets. Do you need them and how I recommend using them? Before I get into that topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. Get a lot of questions about supersets, and I'm going to give you the breakdown. Do you need them? How I recommend using them. First off, supersets, when you work, let's establish training with supersets with a compound movement. Let's talk about compound movements first, because they are all the rage. Everybody's focused on compound movements. We all do them, all should be doing them, etc. Now, when you are talking about supersetting with compound movements, know that you should spend some time nailing down your form on squats, bench, and deadlift before even considering doing supersets with the big compound movements. If you are going to do a set of squats and then superset them with bodyweight squats or bodyweight lunges and then go back to another set of squats, when your form is crappy, you're just asking for injury. It's just pounding. It's going to be pounding on your body. The same thing with bench press. If your form is crappy and then you go superset bench presses with push-ups or dips or whatever, and then you return to the bench press, you're just starting your second set of bench presses in a weakened state and with crappy form. So don't do that. Before you start considering supersets with compound movements, make sure you are a master of compound movement form. And when I say master, you got the basics nailed out, right? Nobody ever nails every set over and over again, but you're pretty darn good at your sets. Now, regarding supersets, when you do compound movements, an extremely challenging movement, an extremely taxing movement like a compound, I recommend supersetting them with something that is either a bodyweight exercise or that is a lighter isolation exercise. So if you're going to do bench press, superset them with push-ups, superset them with dips, which are bodyweight exercise, obviously, or superset them with something like a pec deck or cable crossovers or dumbbell flies. Now that can be more challenging to do, especially in a commercial gym. So it's a real pain in the ass if you're going to be the douchebag that's taking up like two stations in a crowded gym. So don't do this crap. Don't write it in stone in your programming if it's going to fuck up everybody in the gym and you're constantly hogging equipment. Therefore, it's generally better to do something like a compound movement like the bench press with a bodyweight exercise where you can just flop down right next to you on the ground and do push-ups. That's one of my favorite combinations. Same thing goes with squats. Squats, you can superset them with bodyweight lunges. You can superset them with jump squats or just regular bodyweight squats. There's some really good bodyweight exercises you can do supersets with on squats, and they will just increase the intensity. If you want to really increase the intensity for your quads and for your legs, you can do pause squats and then superset them with bodyweight lunges, bodyweight squats, etc. Now, when it comes to deadlifts, I'm very, very, very particular about how I train the deadlift. I don't like overtraining the deadlift, and I don't like to do anything that could potentially tax the lower back. So I generally do not recommend supersetting deadlifts with anything else. I don't want to go back to a deadlift set with any other muscle group weak, because I don't want to run the risk of placing any extra stress on the lower back or on the spine or anything back there. I just want to take care of your spine, your lower back. And let's face it, of all the movements, people generally have a real difficult time mastering the deadlift. I see very few deadlift videos where folks are really, really good at deadlift form. So I wouldn't even consider doing a superset on the deadlift. Just not worth it. Now, let's move away from compound movements for a while. When you're talking about taking a step down from compound movements, you've done your really, really heavy stuff, you can pretty much superset anything. You're taking a step down the food chain, you're doing some dumbbell benches, you're doing some machine chest press, you're doing some dumbbell overhead presses. After the big, heavy, hard hitters, when you're taking a step down to maybe a less intense compound movement, a machine exercise or anything like that, you can really use supersets for whatever you prefer. Supersets at their core are really a personal preference thing. Let's establish you don't need them. They're not magical, but what they do is allow you to, they involve two things. They allow you to use rest pause training. So you'll beat a muscle down, and then while it's down, you're going to hammer it with more volume. Rest pause is a great way to build muscle. Again, do you need it? No, you don't need it to build muscle. But once you have really good form, it's a really, really good tool. So you're incorporating rest pause at supersets at their core. You're involving rest pause training, which again, you fatigue a muscle group and then you beat it while it's down. So therefore, it's a good option once you have mastered compound movement form. If you just want to go into the gym and focus on your big hitters, like you're doing power building, you want to do your squats, your bench, your deadlift, and then move on to another exercise, you can do some real quality supersets, barbell rows and inverted rows, leg press and leg extensions, or leg press and lunges, etc. So don't rule out supersets as a muscle building tool. Once you reach that stage where you have a really good mastery or really good understanding of compound movements. I don't recommend them for beginners. They aren't necessary. Again, they aren't necessary they aren't necessary for the muscle building process. They certainly aren't necessary for the strength building process, for building strength. But they are a good way to add in extra volume while reducing your time in the gym. And they are a good way of incorporating rest pause training and beating a muscle while it's down. So they are a quality option for the muscle building process if you're trying to cut down time, trying to add in volume, or want to play with rest pause training. For strength training, they're probably a good off-season tool, a good base building tool if you want to add in some volume. Again, if you want to add in, build a little bit of more muscle as a base for when you're doing your peaking for strength building. So that's about it. There's really not a lot of magic to supersets. Again, you don't need them, but they can be a really good rest pause tool. And there are many good rest pause tools, including drop sets, including restricting rest in between sets, block sets, that sort of thing. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.